everyone, and welcome to this random Thursday video for January 11th, 2024. I'm Lori with Behavior Education at Spirit Keeper Animal Sanctuary. This is our Bullsnake, Rodney. Pituophis catnifersae is her taxonomic designation. She's been with us about 6 years, or she's almost been with us 6 years. She's turning 6 years old this July. And she sits straight across from my desk in my workspace. And this is a sped up video of her attempting to get out. Now, normally when she does this, I can't stand it because I look up periodically from my desk when I'm working or when I'm doing school work, and she's doing this and I can't stand it, so I let her out. But this time I didn't let her out. I took the lock off and I filmed her activity for 22 minutes. It is sped up for this video, and this shows how much time and how hard she spent, pretty much how hard she worked to try to get out of her enclosure. Now, she has gotten out of her enclosure before when I have forgotten to put the lock on after putting her back in. So she knows that if she pushes on this glass enough and moves it a little at a time, that she can eventually move it enough to get out. So I thought in a controlled environment, I would film that behavior for me to have on record and for you all to see. So again, normally when I see her wanting out, I let her out. She comes out on her own onto an activity station, and then I go and I move her into an exercise tent or a contained space where she can free roam. Or I do a target training session with her and I target her into an exercise tent or someplace where she can be contained and is free to forage for additional food. This time I went ahead and just let her try to get out on her own. Now, she's already gotten out on her own once or twice, and so I'm not teaching her anything by doing this that she doesn't already know how to do. Again, I just wanted to document this behavior and demonstrate that given enough experience, given enough time, and given enough motivation, snakes can learn to do lots of things, including get out of their habitats if we don't have them properly secured. So she has learned how to eventually slide the door open enough to get out. If you watch this channel, you should all be aware by now that most animals, including humans, value their freedom. Freedom is a primary reinforcer. Choice and control is very reinforcing, and having agency is reinforcing. And so while there are perhaps a few snakes that are content to be confined within enclosures and wouldn't come out, or at least wouldn't come out for a very long time if we opened the doors for them, that's not the case with most snakes who don't want to be confined, don't want to be restricted, value their freedom, and will come out when given the opportunity. And in addition to that, they will work very hard and expend a lot of energy attempting to gain their freedom and get out of their confined constraints. So I wanted to point out that all of this footage is sped up 2 times, except the very last portion. That's why it looks like she's moving quickly. Now, she moves quickly anyway, but as it's sped up twice as fast as normal speed, she looks like she's moving even quicker than she normally does. But in the very last segment, once she is out of her habitat and she's headed towards the window, that section is not sped up. So I hope that you gained something from watching this. I hope there were some lessons to be learned in this footage. And until next time, everybody, please remember to always be kind, love your animals, and please understand that it's our choice to keep them under captive management, that we have taken away their freedom and we have put them in cages. And basically, we are holding them captives, and it is aversive to them, and they value their freedom, and many of them will work very, very hard and have a lot of motivation within them to escape and gain freedom.